Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to demystify one of the most powerful tools in all of tech, Docker. And we're going to do it by building just one simple thing, a tiny 4-line blueprint that completely changed how all modern software gets made. So let's dive right in. You've probably seen what's happening with AI, right? It's completely changing how we create things. It's offering, as one creator put it, simpler, smarter methods that handle all of the heavy lifting. Well, a little while back, the world of software had its own kind of revolution, and it was all built around that same powerful idea, automation. And this really gets to the core of it. On one side, you've got the old way of doing things, these complex, manual, messy processes where something always goes wrong. It kind of feels like you're trying to build a puzzle with pieces from 10 different boxes. And on the other side, you've got a simple, automated tool that does that exact same job perfectly every single time. That shift, well, that's what we're here to talk about. But, before we can really appreciate the solution, we've got to understand the problem it was built to solve. And in the software world, there is one universal problem that has caused more headaches and late nights than pretty much any other. And there it is, the 5 most dreaded words in all of software development, but it works on my machine. This is what happens when a developer builds something. It runs perfectly on their laptop, but then they hand it off to someone else or try to put it on a server and it just breaks. And why? Because every machine is different. It has different software, different settings, a completely unique environment. It was, just complete chaos. So the fix for this wasn't just about writing better code. It actually needed a massive shift in culture, something called DevOps. See, before this, you had the development teams and the operations teams working in their own little worlds. And let's be honest, they barely talk to each other. The whole point of DevOps, as the DevOps handbook lays out, was to bring them together, to get them collaborating and using automated tools to get software out the door faster and way more reliably. And that's where the hero of our story comes in. Because while DevOps was the cultural promise of a better way to do things, Docker was the tool that actually made that promise a reality, simply and elegantly. So what is a Docker container anyway? Well, the best way to think about it is like a real-world shipping container. Before those existed, shipping was a total nightmare. You had barrels, crates, sacks, all different shapes and sizes. The shipping container standardized everything into one box. And a Docker container does the exact same thing for software. It's a standard, self-contained box that holds an application and everything it needs to run. The code, the settings, the libraries, the whole shebang. And the crucial part is this: it means it can run consistently, absolutely anywhere. And this one simple idea, it gives you 3 massive wins. That whole "it works on my machine" problem, gone, thanks to consistency. If it works inside the container, it's gonna work everywhere. The entire development process also gets a huge boost in speed because these containers are incredibly light and fast to start up. And finally, you get total portability. You can take a container, move it from your laptop to a server to the cloud, and you don't have to change a single thing. Okay, so we get why containers are so awesome. But how do you actually, build one? Well, it all starts with a very simple blueprint. And that blueprint is called a Dockerfile. Now, don't let the name fool you. This is not some scary, complex programming. A Dockerfile is literally just a simple text file. Think of it like a recipe. It gives Docker a clear, step-by-step list of instructions on what to build. The whole point is that anyone can look at it and pretty much get what's going on. And for a basic web app, the recipe really just has 4 main steps. First up, from. This is where you choose your foundation. Kind of like picking a pre-made pizza dough. You're just telling Docker to start with a clean version of an operating system or a specific programming language. Second, copy. Now we add our ingredients. This command just copies your application's code right into the container. Third is run. This is where we do the prep work. We run commands to install anything else our app needs to work. And finally, CMD. These are the serving instructions. This one command tells the container what to do the second it starts up. And that's literally it, a 4-line recipe for a perfect portable application. All right, let's zoom out for a second. We've built our simple little blueprint, our Docker file. What's so powerful is how this one little text file plugs into the giant automated machine that builds and delivers all modern software, from a developer's keyboard all the way to the cloud. And this is that bigger picture. It's called a CI/CD pipeline that stands for continuous integration and continuous deployment. And it basically works like an assembly line. A developer writes and commits their code that automatically kicks off a build, where our Dockerfile creates the container we just designed. Then that container, our finished product, gets stored in what's called a registry. Think of it as a digital warehouse. And from there, it can be automatically deployed to servers for real users to see. Our simple 4-line Dockerfile is the engine that drives this entire automated factory.
So, after all that, what's the big idea we should really take away from this? Because it's about more than just software. It's really a way of thinking. What is your container?
At its heart, the idea is this. Docker gives us a way to take all of that messy, unpredictable complexity and package it up into simple, standard, repeatable blocks. It's about finding the chaos in a process and putting it inside a reliable box that just works every single time. And that really leads to the final question for you. This idea of containerization is so powerful because it solves big problems by creating these simple, standard packages. So take a second and think about your own world, your own work, your projects. What complex, messy, or just plain frustrating process in your life is just waiting for its container?